Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I thought I would sit down and do another video for you guys and gals. Get a sip of my water first. This glass is getting empty. This is obviously my third one in a row. All right, stop using weights to try to burn calories and to get ripped. That is done in the kitchen. That is your diet. Now, am I saying exercise doesn't contribute? No, exercise contributes. It just doesn't contribute that much unless you do tons of list cardio. Okay, let's be honest here. You are not going to do enough high intensity training to really dig that deep into your body fat stores. Also, your lifting isn't what makes you look ripped, your body fat is. Not saying muscle tone doesn't matter, but it doesn't take that much training to get muscle tone, right? Not that much, 30 minutes a week. You're done, you got your tone. We're lifting weights for muscle size. And yes, that matters for purposes of losing body fat because of metabolism, nutrient partitioning, all those things. But you're not burning calories in the weight room. So you get people who are like, well, when I want to cut up, I'm going to go do more reps, more volume, turn everything into conditioning work. And they're going to take their reps up higher, drop the weight down, add more sets, try to superset more stuff because they're like, I got to burn more calories. How many calories do you really think you're burning in a workout? From you going from doing proper normal training to get bigger versus that, what is that going to be? Half a slice of bread a day? On the days you work out, what are you going to burn? Okay, most of you are not elite lifters. You're not moving tens of thousands of pounds of weight in a workout session. Okay, if you squat 700 pounds and you bench 400, okay, you can probably burn a decent number of calories in a workout because your tonnages are so high, but you can't recover from it. So that's not going to work out. That's going to end badly. Why do you think so many bodybuilders get hurt during their cuts for contests? Pushing too much volume in a calorie deficit. Okay, same thing with too much HIIT cardio. It's the same problem. How many calories are you really going to burn? Like, what does your conditioning look like? You know, people are like, well, you better have some good conditioning. Like, you tell me you're going to burn 300-400 calories doing HIIT in one session? How in shape are you? You're already a machine. Like, you're a machine already. Okay, most people are going in and probably, and those calorie readings are wrong. You're probably burning 50 calories, maybe 100 during a super intense HIIT session, and then you're exhausted. And then your whole NEAT goes down. Therein lay the problem. You get so exhausted from it, your NEAT goes down. Well, your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, can be hundreds, if not 1,000 calories a day in some cases. Like, that's the big one. You're exhausted. That's not helping. Okay. If you're going to add activity to help you burn more calories, you should probably walk or do light cardio, light jogging, light cycling, something that's not that intense. Why? Because you don't have recovery. You do not have the recovery for a lot of high intensity. If you're creating a calorie deficit, which is what you're doing when you're trying to actively lose weight and lose body fat, you do not have the recovery to handle huge volumes of training unless you have spent years and years and years building the work capacity of that. And even then, your work capacity will go down. So if you're used to doing, 5 hour-and-a-half long lifting sessions every week, and you're used to doing several HIIT sessions every week, your capacity to recover from that will go down when you go in that deficit. Just be aware of that. So might I suggest you do something that's easy to recover from? Lower intensity, meaningful exercise for the purpose of doing it. But keep in mind, if you want it to be meaningful, you're going to have to add hours. And that's the problem. If you really and truly want to exercise your way to getting leaner and use that as a pathway, you're going to be adding hours and hours every week. Like, if you're trying to actually cut, like, let's say you've been in maintenance and you're not going to change your diet. Like, I'm just going to get leaner by exercising more. Well, you're not going to pull that off in the weight room. You're going to have to pull that off out walking or doing hours of it. And I'm talking a minimum of probably 5 to 10 hours a week, every week, dedicated to that to really make a meaningful thing to get the scale truly moving down. And I'm not saying some people don't do that, but people who do a lot of, like, they're fighting and stuff. So boxers and BJJ people, yeah, they're rolling for hours. Well, that's hours of intense stuff. So yeah, they're burning through a fair amount. But for most people, it's not that much. And when you try to do it in the weight room, you're impeding the most important thing, stimulating muscle growth. If you are doing lifting that's not stimulating new muscle growth, So again, we have to have more mechanical tension being applied to individual muscle fibers. Not saying that always the weight on the bar has to go up, but the fiber tension has to go up. Okay, and that's a complex topic. If you are not finding a way to increase mechanical tension or at least maintain it, your stimulus is going down. Now, if you're not an advanced lifter, you should be trying to gain muscle when you lose body weight. Why? Because you will burn fat in place of that muscle. Because if you're burning muscle off, that's fat you're not losing, and your metabolic rate goes down. Gaining muscle will slowly increase your metabolic rate, but it's not going to be massive. But if you try to lose a bunch of weight and you lose muscle tissue because you didn't lift correctly, and the studies show up to about 25% of the weight that you lose is lean tissue. So if you lose 20 pounds and you're not eating enough protein and lifting weights and all those things, a fourth of that is going to be lean tissue, like 5 pounds. That's enough to significantly lower your metabolism. That's why people's metabolisms go down when they lose weight. It's usually lean tissue loss is a big factor. Fat loss itself is a factor, but not quite as much. Okay? That's why their metabolism goes down. By lifting weights, you're going to get more fat loss and less muscle, hopefully gain muscle recomposition so that you look better, you look more toned, instead of just getting skinny fat. Okay? So what you should be doing is focus on what training will build muscle. When you go into a calorie deficit, the thing that you have to ask with your gym time, what's going to optimize my muscle growth? What should I be doing in the weight room that's going to give me muscle mass? You shouldn't be asking what's going to burn calories. Because that's not why you're in there. You're not going to recover from that as easily. You're going to have lesser results, and it's going to interfere with the muscle growth. So if the muscles are not able to recover from the silly stuff you're doing, you're going to lose muscle easier. That's a problem, because now your metabolism is going to go down and you're going to lose less fat. You should be saying, what can I do to gain as much muscle as possible while I'm in this deficit in the gym? Think that way in the gym. Think that way in terms of the volumes, the weights you use. Should be saying, even if your goal wasn't to get big because you're just trying to hold on to what you have now or gain anything, you should actually think in that manner. So any other training goals you have should probably be set aside in the weight room at that point. And you should be saying, what's going to get me as big as possible in every muscle in my body? Because you don't want anything to start shrinking. Think that way. What sort of weights, what sort of reps, what sort of sets. And that should be the only thing you're thinking about. Then you have to detach from that and go find some other way to burn calories that's easier exercise if you want to add more calories. I'm telling you, at the end of the day, increasing your protein and lowering your total calories is probably going to give you the best results on the diet side. Again, we have to be realistic about these things. And you have to be realistic about time frames. Quit trying to lose weight faster than you really can. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.